Hello again everyone, I've just been at Tesco's. Got a load of bog roll. Well, another month's gone by. It's early June now, so I owe you an update for May on the old fitness and health project progress. Now, I'm afraid to say it's another month where progress has been a little bit lacking. We're holding ground really on the weight. It's staying pretty stable, but we've stopped losing weight, so there's very little progress there. I'm still eating pretty sensibly, I think. The odd treat here and there, but yeah, exercise wise, probably not doing as much as I'd like. I've got quite a few projects on the go, so if I've got some free time, I like to get out in the garage and work on them out there. And whilst that's tiring in a way, it's not really that active. It doesn't really keep the steps up so much, or really help with the fitness. I suppose it's a bit like a stuck record this. It's the same sort of message each time I do one of these videos, that progress is slow, or at least the weight and stuff is remaining stable but not going anywhere. I did promise myself I'd keep making these update videos until I got to the target weight I set for myself of 11 stone, which is a long way away, so you may have to put up with these for a while. I apologise if they're not particularly earth-shattering or entertaining, but I produced them really as much for myself to keep the pressure on me. Obviously, if I have to keep reporting to you lot on my progress, it means it's always in my mind that I have to at least try to make some. So I will put the usual charts at the end of this video for you to look at if you're particularly interested. But I also just wanted to use this video as a chance to update on a few other things related to the channel and such. Yeah, look at this, someone's dumped an old electrical control panel out here in the woods. Who on earth would lug all that out here just to dump it? All those little warning lights could be handy for something. I wonder if I can get some of them off. Well, it was only a couple of green ones that were loose enough to be removed by hand, which is a bit of a shame. I was hoping to get an orange and a red one as well. I don't even really know why, but just thought they might be useful in a future project for something. Old bunny over there, he's seen me, but he's keeping still. Oh no, there he goes. Yeah, terrible really, dumping stuff like that in the woods. I mean, I suppose even if you come back and dragged it out and tried to take it to the tip, they'd say it was commercial waste and probably refuse to take it. So yeah, I don't know how that'll ever be got rid of. Probably just rust away and disappear, but there's lots of plastic and stuff in it, so yeah, not that great really. Anyhow, sorry about that. I get myself all distracted really, wasn't I? What else has been going on the channel? Well, obviously you've seen the recent series of airbrush painting someone's camper van in a picture for them, and that's something that eventually I want to be able to do quite a bit more of, sort of commission work and stuff. Yeah, the long-term plan is to perhaps be able to use that to at least partially supplement a more part-time income at some point, to allow us more time to travel around in the van. That may be a little way away yet, but we'll see. Anyway, if there's something you'd like me to paint for you, then feel free to get in touch and I'll perhaps have a bash at it. We're also, of course, keen for the lockdown to be eased to the point where we can go away in the motorhome. Obviously understand the necessity of it being in place and remaining in place for the moment, but notwithstanding all the safety concerns, it will be great to be able to use the van and get away again. And obviously I've got a little bit of work to do on it. None of it was sort of absolutely critical. That bonnet rust repair job, obviously now I've started it, needs to be finished before we can use the van. And I've spoken about this before, but I'd also like to get the shower cubicle running and usable. That needs re-waterproofing and perhaps lining out with something. And obviously there's no plumbing there. Well, there's a waste, but there's no shower head or anything in that cubicle. That was all removed before we got the van. So that all needs putting back, because the thinking is that the first thing that will be allowed will be self-contained units. So although we could be self-contained for a weekend or long weekend, just having a sort of stand-up wash in the van, it would be nice to be able to have a shower and have the option of going away for a little bit longer if we get the opportunity. Another thing, of course, is getting back underground. That's high up on the list when we can get round to it. It'd be nice to have a good little mine trip or weekend, but although that's technically allowed if you're in a small group from the same household, given that you can't stay overnight and the possibility of causing problems if there's an incident and such, we've just decided, or I've decided, to wait a little bit longer before we go for any underground trips. All through this current COVID crisis, I have still been working, like many of you, I guess. I've not been furloughed or laid off or anything, so I haven't had a massive increase in free time. It has been a little bit annoying. I've been working a mixture of in the building and working from home, and whilst there's been stuff to do, there's not really been absolutely crammed full days. So I've had that sort of dilemma of when there's a slack time and I'm at home, do I go and get on with some of my own stuff, or do I sit by the computer waiting for a phone call or a message because I'm technically at work? So yeah, I do like to make the best use of my time, and that's been a little bit tricky. We've got projects and stuff ongoing at work to keep me entertained, but none of them are super critical at the moment. So yeah, it's a funny old time for everyone, I suppose. Don't seem to be bothering the old cows though, still very much business as usual for them. Good bit of grass there, old girl. Oh right, yeah, old flies are a bit of a pain this time of year, aren't they? No, I haven't got anything for you, mate. Sorry. You also may have noticed that we're very, very close to 1,000 subscribers. We're only 4 away at the time of filming this. Maybe by the time you see it, we'll actually have hit 1,000 or be over it. You never know. So that's good news as well. I've got a little celebration video in the pipeline ready for when that happens. Well, anyway, I hope you're all staying healthy and staying safe, and fingers crossed for a continuing recovery back towards normality. I'll leave you as normal with last month's Fitbit charts to show you how I've been getting on. that's all for now. If you enjoyed it, press like, subscribe if you want to see some more, and ring the bell to be notified when we upload something new.